Oh, I thought we were going to jam out.
You got into the vibe.
I got into the vibe.
Yeah. Happy Easter!
Happy Easter, everybody.
Welcome back to the Sociopals podcast, the only podcast on the internet that still believes in God.
We do. Strongly so. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you why you should today.
Yeah.
Okay.
We believe in a lot of gods.
I believe in a lot of different things.
We got Egyptian God, Jesus.
Did you call him Jizz?
Jesus.
Jizz? Jizz Christ?
Jesus. Yes.
Disrespectful. Disrespectful on this holy of holy days.
There's nothing disrespectful about me towards Jesus.
I mean, you're mocking his look.
What do you mean?
You're trying to have the six-pack abs, I get it, and then you have an upside-down cross.
Well, my counterpoint to this is that
It's a counter cross.
The implication of the Antichrist implies that there is a Jesus Christ. So if anything, I'm supporting him.
You do believe in him.
Yeah, I think he's out there.
Can I say something?
Give it to me.
You should do a little bit better then.
I should do a little bit better.
Yeah.
You mean morally?
If you think he's out there, you're in trouble, buddy.
Just because he's out there, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Strike me down?
Man, what a dark turn it would be if he just died on camera.
And then you have to continue the podcast for the
But
next hour.
it was just a malfunction from your iPhone.
Imagine Jesus was Chinese.
They think that over there.
I had a funny comment. I posted a photo of me meditating shirtless the other day, and this Big Black Matthew, old friend from Mississauga, BBM. He replied to my story, and he goes, "You know who you look like?" I'm like, "Give it to me." And he goes, You look like what white people think Jesus looked like."
That's funny. That's funny. We do think that.
Yeah. But as we all know, historically, he was Chinese.
Yeah, and you can't take that away. You can't fight history. You can't fight facts.
Yep.
That's all people try to do these days.
I know. Ching Chong Christ. CCC.
I liked it better when he was Jizz Christ. All right, so it's Easter time, and we were talking a little while back, and I said, "Oh, Lent's starting." And what did you say?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know?
I refuse to learn.
And I was like, he was like, "I don't know. I don't want to know. I have no desire to know."
The word Lent pisses me off, and I always hear it floating around, and I just don't want to hear about it. I don't know what it means.
It's a healthy mentality you have, because like, I know what I know. I like what I like. And I don't want to know other things or like other things.
So teach me today. Today's not even a podcast. This is just going to be an information
It's going to be a lesson. It's
Yeah.
going to be
Teach me about
PSA.
religion, about Lent.
Okay. So Lent is, man, can I tell you something? I was gonna get a little lesson for you prepared yesterday.
Ooh.
You know what I did instead?
What?
I napped for 3 hours.
You nap way too long.
I napped for a long time.
I hate it.
And I woke up and I was like, I got to start. You know what I did instead? I jerked off for 3 hours.
I was about to say that.
For 3 hours.
I know that. We all knew. Do you remember back in high school or in college when you used to refuse to go out? When, in your prime years of going out, and you'd always be taking naps, 6, 7, 8 p.m., and then we'd have to come into your house and forcibly take you out.
You'd be like, we're having a pre-drink at my place. Be there at 8 o'clock. You call me at 9:15. You're like, where are you? I'm in a daze. Huh?
You already think it's tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So Lent.
Yeah.
It's the 40-day period before Easter where you have to give up something I
already hate it.
As a show of good faith, as a show of you care about Jesus. So I'm gonna give up meat for those 40 days, or like.
Can you sacrifice something you already don't like and make it seem like you're sacrificing something you like? Who's to say? How does Jesus know?
Jesus.
How does he know? What if I give up pork and I don't like pork already?
That's one of his.
And
powers.
I look like a good guy. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I know it's what you would do. What would you give up?
My girlfriend. Oh, Jesus, please don't take her.
Man, I'm so sorry, man. I hope God strikes her down during this podcast.
How dare you? Don't talk about my girlfriend.
I'm just saying. Instead of, because you're like, what if he strikes me down? Or like, and then it'll be crazy if she does.
And then I'm actually in tears. So yeah, teach me about religion.
Okay.
Where were we?
I think we're at the beginning.
Okay.
Lent, 40 days before Easter, you give up something just to show that you love Jesus. Okay. And then when the 40 days is over, you just go back to your regular life and you celebrate Jesus' resurrection.
So it's like people who go vegan for a bit and then they give up. You could just say that's Lent.
Because they just want the clout. They just want the Instagram glory.
Right. So Lent is really happening all the time.
It's funny because it's the non-religious who are doing it.
So I love to not drink. So when I go on a nice 40-day bender, I'm in Lent.
Only if you, yeah. Okay, you're right.
A loophole.
You're right. You know what?
This is why Jesus doesn't want me up there. He knows I've loopholed the system.
You think you're smarter than...
I've lawyered heaven.
You think you're smarter than the creator?
Yeah. I don't think I'm smarter than him. I think I can outsmart him in the right situation.
I think he's going to be kind of like me. He's going to be like, okay, yeah, no, I get it. We know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And you're just going to be sneaking beers, juicy sprites in the back of an Uber.
Back in the day, our friend used to always drive us to the club, to government, and he had a strict no alcohol in the car policy, which was very fair.
We abide by it. We
of course.
Trust our friends. We do right by them.
Yeah. But there's nothing illegal or immoral about drinking a nice juicy Sprite in the back seat.
It's delicious.
Mm-hmm,
it's
nice.
I'm thirsty. Okay, I'm dry all the. I don't drink enough water, so I need Sprite.
You don't chap enough.
I don't chap enough either. Right now I'm bleeding.
So if we already have a nice pre-opened juicy Sprite, nothing wrong with filling up on a little juicy before the club.
And there's usually alcohol in the Sprite.
Yeah, they got that.
Yeah.
So wait, what were we talking about? How did that connect?
We're talking about Sprite a lot.
Juicy.
So
let's take it to one of our juicy sponsors.
No.
Okay.
And Easter, you know about the resurrection?
Never heard of it.
Okay. Jesus comes back. He dies and he comes back 3 days later.
Sorry to interrupt. This reminds me, a girl unfollowed me on Instagram 2 days ago, and then she added me on Facebook a day later.
It's a resurrection.
It's the resurrection of Jesus, but without the clout. Huh. But what is she doing? Just leave me alone.
Attention.
Why unfollow on one and then give me the
people are crazy.
Go out of your way?
Sometimes they'll like a post and unfollow me in the same motion.
That's nuts.
It's nuts.
But I think it actually is it's parallel to the Jesus resurrection.
I think they just don't like me.
I think people were annoyed, maybe. But I think people were annoyed back in the day. It's like he leaves, he comes back, make up your mind.
What do you want from us?
Yeah.
And he's like, I gave you 10 rules. I gave you multiple Bibles. We're like, what do you want from us?
It's not clear enough.
It's not clear enough.
Yeah. I still don't know what Lent means.
Yeah. So it's just the 40-day period before Easter where you have to get... All right.
Sweet.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad I spent 3 hours getting this preparation ready for you.
All right. Give me Easter. Well, enjoy some of this juicy Sprite.
Easter is just the resurrection. We've been talking about this. This has been the thing all along.
So where does Lent come into play?
Lent is the 40-day preparation for Easter.
One of my
Why is your shoes falling off?
One of my things just fell off, but I'm gonna go with it. I roll with the punches, not like Jesus.
God damn it!
If we were ever gonna get into heaven, this episode is gonna make sure this is gonna be the nail in the coffin that we don't.
The anti.
The anti. We're gonna get into the anti-heaven.
I like that.
Anti-heaven.
It's a good name for hell. It's a good name for hell.
If we could, yeah. What if it's not hell? It's just the cooler heaven.
It's our podcast never ending. It's just you and me in the same room.
Oh, buddy, I would love it.
And our juicy Sprite is actually Sprite. And we're like, something's wrong here.
That would be hell.
That would suck.
Yeah,
that would suck.
I wouldn't like that.
I got a joke for you. How does a nun lose her virginity?
How?
You fuck her.
Oh, consensually, of course.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully.
Consensually.
I don't know why. You know,
what was that?
Cut that part out. You remember I became a monk. I was really into this stuff back in the day.
I was waiting for this story.
Do you?
By the way,
okay,
if I can say something,
it's
though,
not the monk story.
You being on a podcast for whatever it's been 5-6 episodes and not talking about this, it's like Luca Magnotta writing a book about how his experience in film school was. Eventually, the cat killings was going to come out. And this is it. This is your Luca Magnotta cat murder story. Give it to me, you fucking psycho.
Do you remember your reaction when I told you I was going to become a monk?
I was so happy for you.
So I was telling...
And Tim Hortons.
Yeah, it was Tim Hortons. I told my buddy, I was like, hey, man, I got to let you know, I'm leaving to become a monk. And the first thing out of your mouth was like, oh my God, you're going to be like Buster from Arrested Development. Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. Just walking around saying hi to all the brother monks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this guy doesn't live in reality.
I didn't get it.
It was a great reference. It was a killer reference.
Well, my references have never been an issue. My issue has been understanding knowledge. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like
Lent.
Tell me what Lent is.
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I couldn't.
Mm-hmm. I've used all my ability to try to teach you, and nothing's sticking. Nothing's sticking.
Yeah. In 1 year, out one nose, as the old saying says.
Another monk story. Just gonna throw that out there. Whenever monks, they used to do this thing when they yawn.
Continue.
Is something wrong? Okay. It's weird because I'm talking about like really religious, holy things, and the devil in you is.
Sorry. Continue. I didn't stop you.
If you do it,
I swear to God, I won't do anything. I wasn't trying to. I got something in my throat.
I didn't even start that time.
Here you go.
See, you're
Tell us.
possessed. You're possessed.
I didn't. I mean, it's out of my control.
The demon
Maybe.
inside you isn't letting me speak.
As long as it's not my fault.
God damn, he's a good lawyer.
Would I not get into heaven? Would I not get into heaven with those skills?
So the monks would, whenever you yawn, like normal people like would cover their mouth. Monks cross their mouth whenever they open it when they yawn. So if I'm like yawning, I'm like, they do that
To keep the demons at bay or something.
So I thought it was like a little blessing. I was like, kind of, Jesus Christ. You're drinking beer, you're drinking coffee, you're drinking water, which I think is juicy Sprite. I can't figure it out.
Can I say something?
Juicy?
Yeah.
It's a little juicy.
Yeah, it is.
So monks, they just, whenever they yawn, they cross their mouths. And I was like, oh, that's kind of like a blessing or something. And I was talking to a monk once, and he's like, no, it's to keep the demon out. It's to if you yawn, so the demon doesn't jump in your mouth. And I was like, listen, I'm religious. That seems a little bit much. I don't think demons are jumping in.
That's where you drew the line.
That's where I drew the line.
You're
I'm like,
fine with all of heaven.
and I'm like, that sounds a little bit ridiculous. And then someone told me a story about a nun who was in a field, and she was like a rebellious nun. She wasn't really listening. And
I hope this is where you got the story about fucking the nun.
no, nope.
And
then I come in.
all alone, consensually, of course.
And then-
It's all right, man.
And then the nun yawned, and she didn't cover her mouth. She didn't bless her mouth, and then a demon jumped and possessed her.
I'm so glad you said that. You're gonna say a bunch of monks popped out and fucked her. I'm like, that's horrible, man.
I mean, if she consented to it, it was the demon inside of her.
Right. It's not their fault.
It's not their fault. They're possessed.
That's why I love religion. It's not our fault. There's always an excuse.
There's a kid in the area, and
San Jose Lucas.
he's possessed. People like the Greek community thinks he's possessed. And it's just
What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a kid
In like the East York area.
yeah, and he like
12 years old?
He would go to church and stuff, and he's like he would scream and things, and everyone's like, oh, he's possessed. The priest can't do anything about it. You're just this kid just got mental problems, and you're just calling him possessed. You know, this isn't the life you want to lead.
And he doesn't know. No, he just thinks he's possessed now.
Even
What if he is possessed?
it's not his fault.
It's out of his hands.
And maybe he's not. If he's not, but then maybe in even his head, he's like, "Are you guys retarded? You think I'm possessed?"
Well, if it's all he knows, he's gonna believe it eventually.
Ooh,
Yeah.
brainwashed.
It's like how you keep telling people that you're 6'1".
I am 6 foot. I'm 6
We
foot.
did the official measuring on Nat and Dave's house. You're 5'11". 5'5". By the way, and they were being nice. That was with your hair up. 5'7" on a good day.
We'll measure on the show.
Sure.
I get to bring in the tape measure.
Okay. Next week. Stay tuned next week. And by the way, if you're watching this, comment in the comments how tall you think Raphy is.
I'm 6 feet.
You're not 6
I don't
feet.
know what the issue is. I don't know what the issue.
Not Dave. I'm looking at you guys to comment.
Sometimes I see photos of you, me, and Martino, and I'm like, these are 3 tall men just hanging out. Like these guys. Look at these guys.
Pull up the Elios Tinder profile picture right now. And look at that height.
I'm on my knees.
There's always an excuse.
I'm
though.
on my knees.
There's always an excuse. Look at this photo.
Ilios
Look,
is
it's right here.
Ilios is taller than me in that photo because I'm on my knees.
Ilios, for context, the guy in the middle, is about 5'10".
I think he's 5'8".
Regardless, you're even shorter than
I'm
him.
not.
If he's 5'8", you're 5'5".
What happened to religion? What happened to the?
You know you should get on your knees and pray for? A little bit more height. Next time you're in church. Yeah.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
Are we taking an ad break? 16 minutes in.
Let's take an ad break.
Listen, I know you have that piece of paper that says don't talk about your height, but I'm sorry.
I turned my audio off.
Are you a religious person who is scared of having crazy sex because you don't want to go to hell? Then you're at the right place. At koshersex.ca, our experts will get you ordained religiously right before your sex with your partner. If you don't have a partner, Korica, Raph, and myself will be there to cover that cost. All the conditions apply. Group discount available for orgy marriages. Go to koshersex.ca right now or call 647-666-SEX.
Also, if I can say something, there's a chapter in the Bible where they welcome the Antichrist.
That's not the. You're reading the book, The Game, the pickup artist Bible. It looks like a Bible. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. I just remember reading something where they welcome the Antichrist. Maybe it's open to... Were they warning about the Antichrist?
They were talking about him.
Maybe it's open to interpretation.
They said he's gonna look like your best friend, look like your best buddy in the whole, your pal.
Are you the Antichrist?
It was actually really funny. This summer, our Spanish friend, he's Cuban. He's not
San
Spanish.
Jose Lucas.
Yep. He told us, he's like, Sociopals, like socio in Spanish means pals. So your name is just pals.
That's so funny.
That's it. We're so dumb.
But it's the one reason. Actually, it's one of two reasons why we don't branch out into Spain. We just don't like Spaniards. Number two.
Yeah, and Korica's tried to learn the language, and he just refuses.
I don't get it.
He doesn't want to get it. That's the thing. He knows what he knows. He likes what he likes, and that's it.
You know what Lent means in Spanish? I got nothing.
Okay.
I got nothing.
Sometimes you set him up, and sometimes you just leave him up there.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, I'll do you a favor. Since that joke didn't work out for you, I'll edit it out. How about that?
You're not gonna edit it out.
I'm gonna take that
I know
joke.
what you're doing here.
I'm gonna take that joke that didn't land.
I'm editing this episode.
I'm editing. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Over your girlfriend's dead body. I'm editing that. I am so sorry, Amanda. Okay.
I'm still disappointed I never thought of anything for the Lent joke. I'm gonna think of it when I'm watching this.
Okay, you don't know this about me,
You're gay?
and you're gonna.
Well, you experimented in college. You're not gay.
You're gonna.
Who didn't?
I know how you're gonna take. I've kissed so many skulls and dead hands. You have no idea.
I can guess.
I've
Looking at you, I can guess.
like a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Is this all in Manatos?
Some, not even all of it. Some. Just
Somewhere here?
Somewhere
Graveyards?
here. Yeah, not graveyards, but the churches do these things where, like, I've kissed like the skull and the hand of like there's the head of Saint. You can see his ear in the hole.
He's popping out of the little jar.
And that's his hand. I've kissed the hand. I've kissed so many dead
What do you
body
get out of
parts.
this?
It's
Does it get you off?
it's supposedly a blessing. They're like, I have dirt from that one elder's grave. I brought a canister with me, and I scooped up the dirt, and now it's
Are we allowed to do that, or is that a
still
little
in my
secret?
room. No, you're allowed.
You're allowed to just take dirt from someone's grave?
Yeah, people-
I'd be pissed if I was walking to say goodbye to a family member at a graveyard and I saw some random dude picking up
His
dirt.
grave is like full of people. People are like coming to visit him.
It's open to the pubic
yeah.
public.
And then I got a little bit of his pubic hair too. You
did.
Funny that you say that.
Yeah,
I put my hand in that dirt, man.
It's good luck, Bush.
Those nuns were not happy.
Yeah.
Good luck, Bush.
Good luck, Bush.
That's a great commercial of some sort.
I think for a Bush Light or something.
A Bush Light.
Yeah, good luck, Bush.
Bush Light. If you know someone working at Bush Light, you
Yeah. Oh, we did.
send them this clip.
Yeah. Well, having said that, we did get a new sponsor.
Oh, I got my coffee.
Oh, well.
Cameron's Brewing.
It's better than good Bush. What was the Bush quote again? I already forgot it.
Good luck, Bush. Good luck, Bush. Good luck, Bush. Good luck, Bush.
Man, that's good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it is actually.
It's all right.
Yeah, it does the job.
It's great, in fact.
It's a good Tuesday afternoon beer. Getting drunk with your friend who might be the Antichrist.
Do you actually think you're the Antichrist?
No, but
Okay.
that's what he would want you to think. Oh, if we become like 50 years old and you're like, I gotta tell you something, and you're the Antichrist,
You'd love it.
I'd be like, you didn't tell me earlier.
We love surprises.
I'd love surprises.
Yeah.
I'm
And
kind of
guess what?
hoping.
I'd take you to anti-heaven with me.
Imagine we actually die, and I'm going to heaven, and I look over at you, and you're just chained up, and God's torturing you for all eternity.
I mean, I was so wrong.
Yeah, you're just.
But my abs look
You're
great.
taking it. You're taking it
my abs
like a
look great.
champ.
And, you're like, and you know deep down that's what I would have wanted, though.
I don't know, man.
I'm looking great.
Eternity's a long time.
I don't like the
You're,
whole...
I expect you to be screaming. You're like, am I beautiful? I'm like, Jesus Christ, you gotta let it go.
Am I pretty yet? I don't like the whole eternity thing.
It's
Give
too
me
long.
a couple of years up there, sure, I'll learn my lesson. Even on this earth, we do a lifetime for a crazy, or like 3 lifetimes for a serial mass murderer. I think after 3 or 4 lifetimes, we can forgive.
So, did you see in the news recently? Remember that girl that coughed on the Uber driver and like assaulted him?
Yeah. 20 years.
They want to give her 20 years.
Good.
That seems like a lot of years.
I'd give her eternity.
Okay. Listen, I get it.
I know what I said earlier. I'd give her eternity.
You're switching it back.
Yep.
She deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why
She's
not?
the worst.
I don't care.
people like that contribute nothing to society. Neither do we, to be fair. But I would never cough on an Uber driver. I'd sneeze on him, sure.
Because you can't control a sneeze.
You can't control a
sneeze.
sneeze.
I've sneezed on people before.
Yeah.
And I'll sneeze on them again. I'm not going to stop.
And it's a loophole because you're assaulting them, but you're like, oops,
Oh.
it's out of my hands.
Do you remember the time we got in a fight with an Uber driver?
You mean you got into numerous fights with every Uber driver?
We got into a fight.
And I always got to sit
Not
there.
even an Uber driver. It was a taxi driver. These are during the taxi days.
You know who you are? You're an old Karen mom, and I'm the young kid who's got to put up with listening to you yelling at the restaurant manager every time we get into an Uber. I'm just a bystander in these arguments.
Corker doesn't believe in tipping. I have to, every time,
I don't believe in tipping?
Every time we're at a restaurant, I'm like, Corker, you have to leave a tip. And he's like, why? They're just bringing me the food. They're slow at it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're gonna believe these lies? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of us is lying.
Yeah.
And this is a tough
Coming
one.
from the biggest liar in the world.
You're the Antichrist.
You're a fascist.
Do you remember the time we got in a fight with an Uber driver? Because
You got into a fight, yeah.
We wanted to go, it was a few blocks away, and all of a sudden we're on the highway, and it's like a $50
Tell 'em where we were
cab
going.
ride. We were going to a strip club. Corker's obsessed with strip clubs. He's like, we got to go to the strip club, bro.
I've
We
never
gotta
seen
do
you
it.
lie so much in one episode. And of course, it's the religion episode.
True irony. So we're on a highway. It's like a $50 cab ride all of a sudden. We're drunk. We're like, wait, where are you taking us? And then we're like, pull over. We want to get out. So he pulls over in the middle of nowhere. And then we start arguing with this guy. And then we're like yelling at him. We slam the door. We leave. We don't pay him, obviously. And we're walking down the road. And maybe 10 minutes goes by. We're like, we got to take another cab. Like, how else are we going to get home? We see a cab coming. We hail it over. The guy pulls up. It's the same guy that dropped us off. We start fighting again. And it's just, what are the chances?
He tried to run us over.
He tried to run us over.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, we're being saved. And he was the anti-savior.
I still have a scar on my hand from
When you hit him up in the nose.
Well, no, this was a different time. When a cabbie, I didn't get a scar from breaking his nose, but a cabbie tried to run me over in an alleyway because me and another buddy were going to a strip club. This is all when we were 19. And
Notice how I'm not there?
we didn't pay him this time. We did leave. But we were 19.
You didn't have jobs.
Yeah. So yeah, he tried to run me over. Bloody hand. Still went to the strip club. Still got a lap dance.
Did.
And he was like, "What is this? Is this ketchup?" I was like, "No, it's blood." And now it's all over your breast.
You know what? He's an honest man. He's an honest man. I'll give
See?
him that. He could have said it was ketchup.
Could have, but I'm not a dirty liar like you.
I'm sorry, what am I?
I'm not a dirty liar like you. I am a winner. You are the loser. You are the antichrist.
You done?
Yeah, I got it out of my system.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
It's just fun to say silly things sometimes.
You like voices. Mm-hmm. You're a man of disguises. You're a man of lying, some could say.
You just said I was the most honest man.
I said it, I take it back.
Because you're a liar.
I have no moral compass. I'll do anything.
See?
I used to be a monk. I used to kiss dead bodies.
See, you used
Now I
to
don't-
be a
now I
very
don't do
honorable
that.
man. You used to be
I
very
used to.
noble. I used to look up to you in terms of courage
A
to
lot of
wear
people
really
did.
shitty outfits
A lot of
and
people
having
did.
poor, just the bravery to wear whatever you want and be a general slob. I used to love that about you. And
General
being-
slob. That one felt too real.
You have
man.
mustard on your shirt right now. You looked because you thought it could have been true.
I did have a lot of mustard for breakfast.
See?
A lot.
And you're eating straight mustard. You don't even eat it with
Spoons. I just need a spoon.
bread. It's crazy.
I won't just squirt in my mouth. I'm not a monster. Give me a spoon.
What's the worst lie you've ever told anyone?
I don't even have
Like a
a
story.
directory to choose from.
There's so many.
Oh no, I have one, but I'm not gonna say it on camera.
Well, then why even bring it up? Tell me after. Tell me right now. We'll cut it out.
It was the time we're at Gov and Helen wanted to come in,
Oh.
and I'm like, listen, I didn't want her to see me in Gov. I didn't want her to see me on high on MDMA. This wasn't her environment. She would have hated it. So I was like, we're in line, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go home. You know what? I'm not feeling this. I'm gonna go home. So she's like, oh, okay. Me and my friends are gonna go home too. So I leave. She leaves. I see them get into the car. I turn around. I run right back to Gov, and I get in
So
and I do
impressed.
MDMA.
Because you did the fake goodbye.
I did the fake
We were all
goodbye.
devastated.
That was dirty. I felt bad about that for a couple years.
I loved it.
You know what? I feel good about it now.
Yeah. Just like M. It's a long-term high.
I feel like that's not what M is.
It's the opposite, right?
Yeah, I think it slowly disintegrates you.
I'm thinking of Lent.
You're thinking of Lent. 40 days.
Yeah. Want to hear my worst lie?
I do.
It's a funny one. I was trying to impress a girl in high school, and she was a year younger than me. And she asked me if I had a driver's license.
I remember this.
And I was like, I didn't. I lied. And I go, fuck yeah, I drive. And then we're talking for a bit. You know, I'm in high school. Doesn't matter. What am I going to do? I'm a virgin. Nothing happens. A couple months later, or in the summer, I go to driving school. I walk into the classroom, And who do I see walk in right after me? It's the girl.
It's great.
This is for like our G1 studying. Not
Yeah.
even the G1.
You had to crawl out the window. You had to be yours like.
I jumped out that window.
You had to. You had no choice.
I scaled down. Like,
If you had any chance with that girl, you couldn't take that class.
and she had beautiful flowing Rapunzel hair.
Yeah.
So I used her hair to
You know what sucks?
Rapunzel down.
She died in that car crash.
She did.
So
Yeah, it's a sad story.
It is a sad
Did you
story.
actually hear about her? Is this a joke?
she did die in the car crash.
Did you actually, like, cameras aside, did you actually know what happened with Lena? I can't tell if you're joking.
I don't like that you're whispering because you're making me think something happened. But I know nothing happened.
Are you joking? I thought it was a good joke. 2 months ago, she got into a car accident.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to in the story. She didn't die. She got into a really bad car
She's
accident.
never gonna walk again.
Stop saying that.
Listen, man.
She got into a serious car accident. Look it up right now on Instagram. She has a post. Did you follow her? That's why. Her last post is literally her in the recovery room, like, banded it up. I swear.
Well, good luck with all that.
Well, good luck with all that.
That's horrible, man.
I don't believe you. That's why.
Why? Is it because I just made it up?
It's too convenient. That's why. It's too convenient.
I made
It's
it up.
Too convenient.
I made it up.
Damn it, he's good.
I'm good.
Damn it, he's good.
Yeah.
I really hope you don't go to hell forever.
Hey, man, you're the one that shitting on a girl that potentially got into a car accident.
No, I was shitting on a poorly crafted lie.
Well-crafted joke.
Yep.
Lawyered. All right.
Sure.
No, but she actually, she will never walk again.
Man, if she dies of a car accident any time in the rest of her life,
Well, now it's like
now it's
she's a target.
yeah. You say something out into the world, it's gonna come back at you.
That's just the way the world works.
Boomerang.
Yeah.
Holy Communion, out now.
All right, we're gonna play a quick round of Bible game.
Oh, I love Bible game.
Bible game.
Yeah.
I've taught you everything I know, and I think you're ready to. You know it all.
I'm
Whatever
good.
whatever I know, you know.
With me, it's always in one ear, and it just stays, in there. I figured
just,
it out.
It circles around. You,
Like a boomerang.
you know how people kill animals? They use every part of it. That's what you do with information.
Yep.
You use every word. Every word stays.
Leave no rock unturned.
Okay. I mean, so in the Old Testament, Balaam was beating his donkey. And that's not an analogy for jerking off.
Are you doing your
I sound like
stand-up
I
bits,
sound like I'm
or
doing a
are you
bit.
doing-
Okay, we're doing this again.
We're reading
Alright.
real Bible quotes.
Okay, so in the Old Testament, Balaam was beating up his donkey.
Who's Balaam?
Doesn't matter. It's not an analogy for jerking off.
Okay.
He was physically beating up his donkey. And then his donkey
If
spoke
you know
to
what
him.
I mean.
And then his donkey spoke to him. What did the donkey say to him?
Would you stop beating me?
Yep.
Why did I think he was Scottish?
No, because he is.
Really?
He is.
I got that right?
Yeah, yeah, nailed it. I told you. Whatever. It stayed in there and it
I
circled
had a
up.
feeling I was right.
You forgot about the part where the donkey was like, "Well, you stop jerking me off," but
I was gonna say that, but I wanted to get away from the jerking off thing.
yeah. Well, I dove into it.
Yeah. You know what? Can we edit this so I can say that answer?
Say it right now.
This is what I think the donkey said. Would you stop jerking me off?
You nailed it. Nailed it. And that's a cross pun intended.
It was. I did that on purpose.
So David wanted to marry Saul's daughter. So Saul told David to get him 100 foreskins.
I don't remember Dave saying that.
Yeah, he did say that.
Oh, Bible Dave.
Our Dave.
Okay, so wait, this is our Dave.
Our Dave was talking to Saul from the Old Testament.
And what did he say? What did he ask?
And then he wants to marry Saul's daughter. Dave's always getting married. You know him.
Yeah.
And Saul was like, "You want to marry my daughter? You have to give me 100 foreskins."
Okay.
What did Saul do with the 100 foreskins?
What did you do with it?
Yeah.
He breakfast for a week.
Yep.
Breakfast for a week. He said.
Yep. And then, and you know what? And then he took Dave's foreskin and he said, "You're never gonna marry my daughter."
No, he said you're never gonna fuck my daughter. Your trick question.
You
let him marry her.
You get 2 for 2.
Yeah.
2 for 2.
Yeah.
In 2 Corinthians 1:10, it says, "He delivered us from such a deadly peril, and he will deliver us. On him we have set our hope that he will deliver us again." What famous delivery company uses this as their quote?
Oh, Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos
Yep.
said that.
That one was too easy. Everyone knows that
but
one.
he said that right before he stepped down.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the reason.
FedEx has the one, "Deliver us from evil,"
Mine-
similar slogan.
Right.
Don't get that one mixed up.
Yeah. And Canada Post is, "We will walk through the shadows of the valley of death."
Yep.
Just make sure your dog is locked inside.
That one's a little bit long.
too much.
That's why no one likes Canada Post. You know,
No.
what are you guys doing there? Okay, this is the $1 million question. This is the last one. What did Jesus mean when he instructed us to hate our father and our mother?
Well, that's just simply good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just...
He's like, guys, I get it. Sometimes you like them, sometimes you hate them.
Yeah, and that's why there's the anti-God, there's the anti-uncle. There's always the cool opposite you can flock to. Mm-hmm. You know, the anti-heaven. You don't get into one club, you can always go to the other. You don't get into the brunny, dance cave is down the street.
Sometimes the bouncers, they're just discriminatory. They don't let you in because of their own personal reasons.
Yeah, they think just because you're too drunk, you can't get into their
Too drunk.
bar. What is too drunk?
Is there such a thing as too drunk?
If there is, I don't want to know about it.
I've never seen such a thing.
Sure. And I'll cheers to that.
Can I tell you something?
Give it to me fresh, raw, and hit me with that hot, fresh knowledge.
You got 100%, buddy. You're going to heaven. I don't know how to break it down. You're going to heaven.
After today, I don't even know if I want to go to heaven. I'm liking this anti-heaven idea.
You're going to heaven.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. It would be sick if after 50 years, it turns out
Flash
you were
forward.
Jesus. yeah, that too. Well, this can go one of two ways. Either you're Jesus, you're like, I was Jesus. And I'll be like, can I say something? I was the anti-Jesus.
That would be pretty funny.
That'd be a good movie. But realistically, the torturing is probably the way it's going to go.
Yeah. Well.
We'll see you next week or in the afterlife.
In the eternities.
In the eternities. I really hope it's just... I could do 4 lifetimes of torture, but in eternity...
Because I want to have a little bit of reprieve and just be like, man, that was crazy.
It's too much.
Because after a while, you'll get over it. You know?
It's like going on vacation to Cuba or Mexico for a week or two. It's great for a while, but even a vacation after too long, it's like, all right, wrap it up.
There's only so much Mexican ketamine you can do. And then it's like, man, I am not.
Yeah, this country's got some real issues. And I think the same goes for heaven or even anti-heaven. Switch it up. Give me paradise. What if life is just, this is the heaven part or the hell part, and then it just keeps fluctuating and we don't remember, and we flip. You live one life in one life in the other, and you go back and forth.
I feel like you're doing a Lost spin-off right now, and that's just too much.
Is that what happened in Lost? I thought it was all Hurley's dream.
Maybe it's a spin-off.
Okay.
Only Jacob knows.
Jacob.
That's a Lost reference from 10 years ago now. Wow.
15.
Where does the times go?
It's Lost.
And on that note,
we'll see you.
We'll see you in hell.
Next in hell. Say it at the same time; it'll sound cooler. We will see you.
And on that note, we'll see you in hell.
I didn't say it smoothly.
I can tell.
1, 2, 3.
And on that note,
we will see you in hell.
Nailed it.